Hey there. Uh, I wanted to share something that I did in my class today, and I've done it before, and it just kind of struck me that how fun it was. We were talking about rational numbers and irrational numbers, and I thought, hey, let's talk about dividing by seven. It's quite mysterious, and so, first off, a rational number is a fraction of integers. One is an integer, and so is seven. So I said, hey, there's a rational number. And they either terminate or they repeat. And this one's a repeating one. If you throw this in a calculator, then you'll get 0.142857. And depending on how strong your calculator is, it'll keep on going. And then this part repeats, and then it just starts over. Oops, 142857. It just keeps on going. So instead of doing that part and then dot 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 and it squeezes into the four sevens, um, I can just do this 5 7, and we could put a bar over it, right? And most people realize, oh yeah, the bar just makes it all repeat. And so I gave them two sevens, and that is, let's see, 0.285714. So I was asking him, okay, based on, and then it just repeats, that part repeats over and over and over again. And so I asked the class, okay, based on this information, could you figure out what 3/7 is? Pause. They're looking at me like I'm crazy. They're frozen. And uh, one student raises their hand. And I know what the answer is. I know the answer starts with a 4. I don't know that, I can't remember the full, I don't remember, I just know it starts with a 4. And so the student raises their hand, and I call on them and they say, oh, is it uh, 8, 2, and I mean, nope, it's not that. Nope. Someone says, oh, point 0.1, nope, not that. Point 0.5, nope, not that. Or whatever. I tell them, okay, here you go. It is 0.428571, and that repeats. And they're going, ugh. And then one student just kind of blips up, and I say, okay, based on this information, can anybody figure out what 4/7 is? And the person says zero. They raise their hand. I call on them and says 0.571428. And so if you're watching this, do you know what 5/7 is? Because there's a pattern happening. Do you notice the pattern? And this repeats right here. And and then they're all talking so more like, oh, and they're pointing at the wall, at the board, and they're starting to chit chat. And so, okay, based on this information, does anybody figure out what 5/7 is? And a whole bunch of hands come up. And you either got it or you don't. So half the class has got it, and the other half's going, "What kind of sorcery is going on here? What did I miss?" And so a student says, they think they have it, and I know that it starts with 0.7, but they said, "Oh, is it 6? No, or 6? Uh, is it point 2? Nope." And then they say, "Oh, point 0.7? Yes. What else? 14285." Oh, yeah. So what's the pattern? Have you figured out the pattern? Do you know what 6/7 is? Well, it is 0. Let me explain the pattern. It's all comes down to this. 0.142857. It all comes down to that. See, 1/7 starts with the smallest of all the numbers. 2/7 is going to start with the next bigger number. The next bigger number in this group is 2. So it's going to be 2. And then check this out. 2, 2, 8, 5, 7. And then 1 and 4. See that? And then 3/7 is going to start with the next bigger number. So what's the next bigger number? It's 4. So bang, 4. And then you start over. 2, 8, 5, 7, 1. Do you see it now? So the next one has to start with the next bigger number, which starts with a 5. And then the next bigger number in our group of numbers is 7. And so finally, do you know what 6/7 is? Put it in the comments.